So when you're virtual wholesaling and you've got a property now under contract, but it's an area that you absolutely positively know nothing about, you've never been there, you don't know anything about it, then what do you do first? Well, the first thing is that you need to get photos of the property. And in this video, I'm going to share with you the 3 simple ways that I have and suggestions in order to get photos of a property that you just got under contract for your wholesaling real estate business. So that now you can take those photos and show them to your buyers and then get them to really at least be familiar with the property before they go and visit the property, so that you can eliminate having to show the property unnecessarily. And this is for you, again, if you are doing wholesaling and if you're doing virtual wholesaling. As you may know, I am considered the godfather of virtual wholesaling. Back in the day, around 2004, a long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away, before Google Street View and before all these things that you guys have it so easy, we had Craigslist, and we had to hunt and peck for finding someone that had a digital camera and actually knew how to use it. You guys got it so easy now. So virtual wholesaling is the improved version of wholesaling. Wholesaling is where you go out and you find motivated sellers, which, by the way, do you like my selfie stick? I'm testing it here. Where you go out, wholesaling is where you go out and you find motivated sellers that are looking to sell their property at a discount. And you go ahead and you contract those sellers. You place that property under contract with a deposit, small deposit, maybe $100. And then you take that contract and you shop it. And you sell it to a real estate investor who likes to do all those crazy things that the people on TV do, which is they buy a house, they take money out of their bank account, buy a house, they fix it up, and then they later resell it and hopefully make a profit. You don't want to do that when you're starting out brand new in the business, because you don't know what you're doing. And so we want to minimize the risk involved in the real estate business. It's an amazing business, but in the beginning, if you don't know what you're doing, you're going to get hurt. And so now virtual wholesaling is where we do exactly that. However, we do that completely untethered. We do that just simply using our cell phone and a laptop. We can do it from anywhere in the world. We don't even have to look at any of these properties or personally meet with the owners or the buyers or anything like that. And it's the most amazing business opportunity there is. And however, now, when you finally get a property in the contract and you do your marketing, which, if you want to know what kind of marketing I like to do Facebook ads for motivated sellers. That's my favorite way of finding motivated sellers. And there's lots of videos here in this channel. I'm just going to take a walk here outside of my office. And we do that using Facebook ads. And then eventually we find ourselves a property owner that's willing to sell us a property at a discount. And now we have the opportunity to sell our contract. But we got to get pictures of this property because we've never seen this property. And we don't want like a gazillion people rummaging through the house. We need to, just be efficient and show pictures of the property to prospective real estate investors that then will look at it and let us know if they're interested, and then we'll show it. So how do you get pictures of these properties so that you have an idea of what it looks like on the inside? Well, that's what I'm going to talk to you about here today. And I've got my notes with my really horrible handwriting, which, by the way, I once got an F in school for handwriting. That's how bad my handwriting was. So let's get on with the show, shall we? By the way, as always, make sure you subscribe, hit the notification bell, and let me know that you like these videos, man. Let me know that you got some tips that you can use, because if I keep on doing these videos and there are no tips that you can use, then we're kind of wasting our time. So let's get on with it. First, the easiest way, and most people don't even think about this, ask the owner to take photos of the property for you. It's easy. Most people have a camera phone, like the one that I'm actually doing this from my Samsung 10S Plus, because iPhones are not that great. And most people have a phone that they can take photos. So ask the property owner, listen, do me a favor. I need to get, we have it on the contract. I understand that the property needs work. I need to just get the property condition over to the final underwriting. It's kind of like, I know it needs work, but we just need to get these photos over. So can you go and take photos of the property for me? And, that's That way we can expedite and hurry this thing up. And most of the time, they're perfectly okay with that. You ask them specifically, here's what I need. I need a picture of every room in the house. I need a picture of the front of the house. I need a picture of looking at the house from the rear of the house. And then also from the sides. If there's any, damage, we talked about, for example, with this particular property owner, we talked about the fact that there might be you had a small fire in one of the rooms. Take 2-3 pictures of that room just to make sure that I can see what's going on with it, and then email those photos to me. Always ask them to email the photos, not text messages, because if they text you the photos or WhatsApp you the photos, you're going to get a smaller but not as good of a picture, right, than you would if you were to get them by email. So just ask them to email you the photos of the property. Oh my God! Oh my goodness! Look at that. Are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay? Photos of the property, and ask them to do that. And that's the first option. So why not take that option if you have it? Bad lighting here. Look at this. I'm completely disorganized for you here today. Take photos of the property that way. Okay. Now that's option number one. Option number two is a service that is called, which is a really horrible name for this company. If you know this company, you should tell them that they must have the most horrible people that pick the domain. It's called BPO, and I'll put maybe somebody can post it in the comments. B as in boy, P as in Paul, O, photo flow, BPO photo flow. Didn't I tell you it was just a horrible name? They should name it like something like getphotosofproperties.com. Anyway, what they do is you can hire them for $75 or a little bit more money, depending on the number of photos you need. And these are people that do photos for banks. So whenever a bank takes over a property and it's in foreclosure, then they'll go ahead and get somebody to take photos of the property for them. So then you can hire that service, and they will take lots of photos, and they will also they know how to take photos, and this is a great way of doing that. So it's called BPO Photo Flow. The next option would be to there's so many groups, Facebook groups available. Post in a Facebook group that has a bunch of real estate investors, a bunch of people hustling out there, and you say, hey, look, I need a good one is from my friend, Mr. Alex Youngblood, who happened to be here with me a week and a half ago. And he has the largest and one of the longest running Facebook groups called Wholesaling Houses Full Time. Suggest you sign up for that group. And you can just post and say, look, is anybody in this city? I need somebody to go and take photos of properties for me. Take photos of this property for me. And then at that point and you pay them like $75 or something, $75 or $100. That's what you're going to pay the BPO photo flow guys. Now you have somebody in that area that's willing to take photos. If they're a brand new investor, they likely are happy to do that because they're going to be running around all over town, doing their driving for dollars. And at the same time, they're getting some extra money and they're getting to understand what a property looks like, etc. So that's one way of doing it. And also what you can do as a double is now that person can also help in showing your deal, because maybe you might say to them, look, I need to show this property to a couple of potential buyers. And what you can do, what I'm willing to do is I'll pay you, $100 for the photo, so that way you get paid. And then if you help me like with all these showings and a few other things that I got going on there, at the end of the deal, I'll pay you $500. And now you can make some money. You get an opportunity to learn, how the intricacies of showings and how all this works, and it'll be good for you, good experience. So that's another option. Finally, but not least, would be if you had a realtor. Now, if you're going to get a realtor involved, the realtor is always going to want more money. So if you notice, I went from the least expensive, which is getting the owner to get you the photos, to the most expensive. And so then the most expensive one would be the realtor. Why? Because realtors want to make more money. They're not in the business of taking photos of properties. They're in the business of making commissions and that sort of thing. So what you can do is, if you have a realtor, and I'm going outside just because Somebody's making a bunch of room in the house. Apparently they're very rude. They don't know that I'm recording a video for you. So a realtor is someone that you would say, look, I need someone to go and take photos of this property. I will pay you $100 to do that. Also, in addition to that, I may need someone to show the property for me. If you're willing to do that, I'll pay a flat fee upon closing on this property of $1,000 or $1,500, right? Some of the realtors, it just depends. If you got somebody starting out brand new, you might be able to offer them, hey, I just need you to go back and forth a couple times, maybe pick up a key, do this, do that, and I'll pay you a flat fee, for that, doing that. It just depends. The more that the realtor knows, is experienced, they might want 3%. It just depends. Long term, if you had a realtor in that area and all they did was show your properties and take photos and kind of be the boots on the ground, and then you would also give them extra leads that perhaps you're not doing anything with, so then they would list those leads. I don't recommend getting a referral unless you're licensed to do that. So just say, hey, look, I'll give you these leads, and then you can list them. Then now you have somebody on your team that's more of a permanent person, but you're gonna have to pay them, right? They're typically not gonna do that for some of them might do that for $500 if they got nothing better else to do. But if you had somebody and you're paying them typical realtor, they might get paid 3% of the listing. So depending on the price of the properties you're dealing with, maybe if they made, $1,000 to $1,500 on a deal each and every time they help you sell it and navigate through the whole process, that might be good for them. And if you're making 15, 20K a deal, then hey, you got a boots on the ground. They're happy, you're happy, and now you make money. So those are the three options. Number one, get the owner to do it. Number two, post in a group, like Facebook group, to enable you to get somebody to do it for you. Hire a service like BPO, Photo Flow, or get a realtor involved. And those are the easiest ways to get a property, get photos of the property. And the reason why you want to get photos is, again, because you don't want to, you can't show a property. I mean, if the property's vacant, that's a different story, but you can't show a property like 15 times. The owner's gonna be like, come on, what's going on over here? Why do all these people coming here? Are you gonna buy this thing or what? So you've gotta, do some vetting, and the best way to do some vetting is to show the buyers the photos and to say, look, this is what it looks like, this is what I'm asking. Does it seem like a reasonable price? And if they look at that, and they say, yeah, I think that might work, then you show them the property. But other than that, then you don't want to go and show the property too many times unnecessarily. And that is my tip of the day for virtual wholesaling, getting photos on properties. And as always, make sure you subscribe to the channel. There might be some videos that pop up there, pop up there. I don't know, somewhere around here. It's a beautiful day in Florida. Look at the sunny skies. Oh, today is one of those days where you say, I'm glad I live here in Florida. But check out one of the videos here, and I'll see you on the next one.